Hello there guys, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this Python tutorial we're going to be going back to something that I did a long time ago. Now, I've been programming in Python for, let's say, four and a half years now. And so back when I started programming, I was obviously in high school. I was in about year 11, which is, I don't know what it is in American terms, or any other country school system terms. This is just New Zealand terms. And I was approximately 16-ish. And obviously I hadn't learned any programming languages before that except like HTML and CSS, which aren't programming languages as such. They're text-based languages. I can't quite think off the top of my head what they're called, but I used to, like, I had to program to get to learn it. And so we're going to be going over something that I made, say my first game that I ever made as a programmer, or as in programming languages. So let's get into that. Now this is the first thing I ever made, so we're going to import, well, this is the first thing that I ever made that was actually like a working game that was reasonably efficient, blah blah blah. Now this isn't exactly the code that I used. I've kind of thought about it and thought of a way that I can make it a bit more compact, and so we're going to be doing that. So to start off with, we're going to import random. Now we want to import random. We want to then go and create a function called initialize. I don't think that spelling's correct, but never mind. And initialize takes nothing. Now, inside initialize, that's the spelling there. Inside initialize, we want to create a variable. So we're going to say max underscore num equals int input, and we're going to say maximum range of numbers. So this is going to change, we're going to input the maximum number that we can have here, and so then we're going to go ahead and go number equals random dot randint between 0 and max num. So what this is going to do is it's going to pick a number between 0 and whatever we put in. So we put in 500,000, it'll pick 400,000. Somewhere between 0 and whatever number we pick. Now, we're going to want a return number, just because of the way we're going to be doing this. And then we're going to go ahead and define our next function. Our next function being main loop. Now, in this main loop, we want to pass in number, or num, and we're going to do it like that. So this number here that's getting returned is going to be the value that is here. And so within this, we want to go print try to guess the number. And we're going to go while true. So this is going to just run it infinitely. User in equals int input. We'll actually just do this. And then we want to go if user in is greater than num, then we want to say print too high. And so what that's going to do is it's going to be like, oh, you guessed, so you have picked between a number of 0 and 10. You've guessed 5 and the actual thing is 3, or the actual number you're supposed to get is 3, so you're too high, but it's only going to tell you that you are too high. Now, we also want to go elif user in is less than num, then print too low. And that's going to then check whether your user input is lower than the number that you were given. And in the last case, elif user input is equal to num, we then want to go and say print correct. And that also reminds me, I missed some capital letters up here that I always forget to do. Sweet. Okay, correct. Now we're going to ask the user for user or replay equals input. Would you like to play again? Now I forgot to put in my speech marks, but I will go ahead and put them in now. And then we want to go y/n. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we want to go if replay equals y. And actually we're going to go ahead and do something that I always seem to do, is put in here a replay.lower. So this is going to make if anything they put in, capital Y, lowercase y, it'll make it lowercase. And so we can always check it against a lowercase character. So if they put an uppercase y, it won't throw an error, and it will still run. So if we get that, we want to call main loop, oh nope, undo, main loop with our initialize inside, because that initialize there is going to run this function here and return number, and then pass the number that we get into main loop. And if the user replay.lower is equal to an n, then we want to print goodbye and then break, and that break there is going to exit the while loop. Now we can go 2 more lines down and go main loop, because we need to call it at some point. Main loop initialize, and so this is going to call the main loop originally, and then if you click yes to replay, then it's going to replay. If you press no to not replay, then it's going to say goodbye, break, and then exit to the outside of the main loop. So we can go ahead and run this. Oh, what happened there? Why did that run it as a test? Run. Okay. Alright. What I want to do is switch to this window. Alright, so we're going to have here maximum range. Actually, I might just quickly change that. Add a comma and a space so that we get a nice looking. So we have a space between there. So maximum range of numbers, we're going to go with 10. So you can see that it says try to guess the number, and we're going to say put in 5. Now we're too high, so it's between 0 and 1. So let's split that in half again. Put 3. Correct. Okay, so 3 was the correct value. Would I like to play again? Yes, no, yes. Range of numbers, let's go 20 this time. Try and guess the number, cut it 10. So we're too high again. 5. Too high again. 3. Too high again. 2. 1. 0. Okay, it was 0 that time. And I actually want to get to say too low, so let's go with 100 and go with say 2. See, there we go. So we've gone lower than the number. It is not 2. 50 too low. It's between 50 and 100. Oh, that's a. Oh wow. It's between 90 and 100. 95, 99, 98, 97. Alright, there you go. So the answer that time was 97. And obviously it just tells you whether you're too high or too low, as in like a hot and cold measurement. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. You can go goodbye, and I don't know why it carries on running there. Maximum range is 1. 1. No. Okay, that time it exited out. I'm not quite sure why that happened. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Alright, hello there guys. You've obviously made it to the end of the video, so you've obviously enjoyed it, or had to watch the whole thing at least. So if you could consider subscribing, that would be a great help to my channel. If you have any suggestions for future videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Like the video to show your support to me, so that I know whether you like the content that I'm making. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video. See you.